Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon. You're tuning in with Marvin and Earl. We've got the vibes and you've got the time. So sit back and enjoy That Me podcast.
Hey guys, this is Marvin.
And this is Earl, and together we are joined with my good friend, Danny.
Hi guys.
How you going, Danny?
Good. Excited to be here. Thank you.
Awesome.
So much
That's
for
good. Thanks for
inviting me.
coming.
Yeah, you're honestly the realist. Danny's one of those friends that I have, right? Like, actually, probably one of the only friends I have where, like, we just talk about, like, deep and meaningful conversations.
Yeah.
Like, all our conversations are just deep.
Just deep.
Yeah. Like you like to reflect life with someone like her, you know what I mean?
Yeah, those conversations are always the best. Because
Yeah.
you just get to know the person better and you just get to pick each other's minds, right?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I think that's what we do.
Good.
Yeah.
And get just different insights of how people think.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
And like you're always so willing to like, oh my god, let's talk about it. It's actually the best feeling.
Nah, it's good. How'd you guys meet anyway?
Dance.
Dance, just
Yeah.
dance.
No,
Just
I mean
dance?
that's technically how we met.
That is how we met. 90% of 90% of all the dancers here, literally, so all the people on this podcast has been dancers. You know what's crazy? I only just rewatched that class that Lowell had asked us when he asked us to join.
Oh, that was so cute.
Can you believe we weren't even friends then?
Yes, that's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
we weren't even
That
friends.
is
We were both
crazy.
asked to jump on and do the thing at the
Yeah.
end. Yeah, high five. We killed it. Well, like honestly, that when you know when you look back at like I don't know if you do it, but I
Yeah.
know I do it. Sometimes when you look back at old dancing videos,
Yes.
and like you see
yes.
people that you're now friends with,
It's crazy.
but then you go, oh whoa, like I didn't even know who they were, but now we're like good friends.
Oh, so you guys actually have danced together beforehand.
Yeah, but before we actually knew each other.
Oh, but then after you guys just got acquainted after you joined Yugen.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Because I remember that there were videos like when I looked back at the videos, right?
yeah,
You were in a couple.
yeah. I know,
And
same.
I was
You were
like,
too. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've met
Yeah.
this guy before.
That's what I mean. Yeah, yeah, you were in that class.
Yeah, we were in many classes together.
Yeah,
and
that's
we
insane.
Didn't realize.
I would have never looked at you back then and been like, oh, we're gonna be good friends.
Yeah.
I'll not to say that you don't look like a good friend.
You know, sometimes it can happen.
But yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, today's topic, and this is why I wanted Danny here specifically, because if you can't already tell, she's a very authentic person herself. But the topic of the episode is, and I think I really resonate and I love it as well, is the importance of authenticity. Yeah.
Okay.
How should we just like get right into it? And how about we each other define what authenticity is to us? We'll start with you, Marvin.
Oh, mine's going to be short and simple. What being authentic is just being true to yourself and not letting people shift the way you act because they want you want to fit in into a certain group or anything like that. You just be true to your morals and, you know, your how you feel about things. You don't let people sway you.
But when people sway you and you want to choose to be swayed, does that make it authentic?
Good question, actually.
I asked all the good questions.
You do.
And this is why you have
You
deep.
do, you
This is
do.
why you have deep conversations, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So what do you think?
I'm being swayed.
So if you if somebody like sways you one way, and you choose to be swayed that way, does that make it authentic?
Somewhat, depending how you feel. Because, like for me, example, when I was going through my phase of, you know, doing all the party life and that wasn't really me. I felt I was just doing that because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be, you know, hanging with the boys or being cool.
Okay.
You know, just fitting in with the, you know, that group of people that were the cool people.
Oh,
you
this
know,
is
yeah,
perfect. This is perfect.
yeah. So and then I decided to change the way I thought because it wasn't me. Like I wasn't being happy. Like, and when you're true to yourself, right, and you're authentic, that's when you're truly happy, right? And that's what changed me to become the person I am now, where I've you know, come clean in terms of drinking, doing drugs, and, you know, smoking, everything like that. All the bad habits. That was never truly who I wanted to be. I was never proud of myself as well.
Remember that, okay?
Yeah.
'Cause that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So you were driven to do things you felt was immoral because you surrounded yourself by people who kept you unauthentic.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's
100%.
amazing.
Yeah.
How about
That's
you,
why,
Danny?
yeah, that's why I had to remove myself from that situation or, you know, that environment because it wasn't making me happy as a person.
How about you, Danny? What do you
I
think?
actually resonate a lot with what
Mm.
you said. Yeah, because the thing, bro, the thing is, when you're authentic, right? It's you being true to yourself. So you're honoring your values, what you
Yeah.
believe, and you're just you. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't really care or worry about what other people might think of you, what they might say. Because if we actually go deep into it, whenever you guys are thinking, whenever you guys are thinking, oh, what if I do this? They're gonna be saying this about myself.
Mm.
It's really you just creating that
Yeah.
illusion of them saying that. So it's just you,
Yeah,
You-
I agree.
right?
Yeah.
So
Before we get into like
The
what the
reasoning.
reasons and
yeah,
let's try together to define what authenticity is.
but Marvin just
Like,
face it.
he I mean, you did to himself.
Yeah. So mine was
his
more of
version
just
of
being
it.
happy to.
But what's your
Yeah.
version
I
of
think
it?
I really resonate with that, honestly speaking. And I also think maybe being authentic, it's also being true to yourself, man. Like when you're talking, when you're by yourself, are you true to you? Like when you're reflecting about your life, for example, are you actually accepting all the things that you did throughout the day? Are you being honest with yourself? That's also being authentic.
Okay. Wow, okay. Yep.
What about yourself?
Yeah.
Well, what's your definition of being authentic to
I
yourself?
think before figuring out what this figuring out the reason behind this episode, I was actually talking to my roommate about this, and he's the one who like made me think that this is like a good episode theme. And I went into a deep dive about like what the hell is authenticity, because that's why I asked it to you guys, because actually I'm still unaware. But there's many people like Socrates tries to talk about it, other philosophers in the past, but some define authenticity as the person you are without anyone else.
I like that.
Yeah,
like that.
that's one definition, but that scares me because I don't know what that is. Take away people, take away things that I define as my life.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who that is.
I think if you can tell if you're being yourself truly, if you are alone in your room and you reflect, okay, me, Earl, do I behave like this when I'm around other people? If it's a yes, then kind of matching the definition that you just said.
Yes, that's one of the definitions that I've heard. Another one is when people perform things that they find rewards in. Sometimes going to the gym makes you fit,
Yep.
right? They define themselves as that, a part of their authentic self.
Yep.
Other things like going to a job and getting paid. I'm doing this job to get this money. I am now this person because I do this job.
Yep.
And then dancing, we get friends, we become happy because of dancing. That's a trade. So that becomes a part of us. So that's what I resonate with most. That all the things that I worked actively to build becomes who my authentic self is. That's what I feel like it is. I don't know whether or not, like, do I need valid, like, it's a tough one. I don't know what authenticity
But
is.
I feel like with being authenticity, you don't need validation. You can't have validation from anyone else but yourself.
Well, no,
Exactly. Yeah.
that's what I mean. Am I?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Am I validating myself?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I don't. I meant not from
Yeah.
others.
Okay,
yeah, but am I validating the things that I achieve in my life as it being who I am,
Okay.
or is it just me, my personality?
I think it's you being authentic because you're doing the things that you love and like.
Yeah.
So then that means that you're being authentic to what you aspire to be and do in life. So then that's you being you and doing the things that you like and you enjoy.
Okay, cool. 100%. Sick. I don't actually. So again, like we tried to define it. I don't know still, but maybe after this episode, maybe I find out.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Maybe after watching the podcast yourself.
yeah, we'll see. This is a learning experience the whole time.
Like in the end, it's just a discussion, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
We're trying to
100%.
deep dive into learning about ourselves and being authentic, right?
And why is it important?
Yeah. What's the benefits of being authenticity?
I have a great answer for that.
Ooh.
Awesome. Let's go, Danny.
What's your?
It's because when you're authentic, the surroundings are gonna match that. So the people that it's gonna be around you are gonna be themselves as well. So then all of you guys are gonna be yourselves, and together you're gonna be a bunch of lovely people that are just themselves and happy and strive together and like,
Yeah.
vibe together. And a clear example, I think, is dancing. Like when we dance,
Mm.
all of us are ourselves. All of us are enjoying ourselves, are enjoying
Wow.
what we do, are dancing, vibing.
Yeah.
And the environment, it's just pure energy, man.
That's probably
I
why
think-
we have so many personalities from dancing on this
Yeah,
podcast. Yeah, wow. That's so you're saying the more authentic you are, a benefit of that is you draw more authenticity to yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Holy
100%.
fucking shit.
Yeah, I resonate with that because you do draw the energy that you bring out.
Exactly.
And that's why Earl has so many good people around him.
Yes.
Oh,
Facts.
thank you. Oh, so you think I'm authentic?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, man.
Are you kidding?
No, but we haven't even like
He questioned himself
no,
like,
but no,
am
but,
I
like,
authentic?
Well, we haven't even like got into that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But thank you. That's
Nah,
so
but
nice.
that's just an example, right? The
Yeah.
benefits of it. You bring out the good in people because you're authentic to yourself, right?
Exactly.
And then after you draw those people around you.
Mm.
Hmm.
I don't want to. I don't want to. We'll get into that.
Yeah,
We'll get into
100%.
that. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Trust me, it means so much more than you think. Another benefit I know of being authentic or being your authentic self. There was a mental health case study by Wood et al.
Mm.
And in the study, it shows that the more authentic you are in all things that you do, the less stress and anxiety you feel on a day-to-day basis.
Totally.
Yeah.
Mm,
Because and
I
I didn't
agree.
really think about this until like I didn't really like even have this in my mind until I read this.
Yep.
Because it's actually so true. Could you imagine not being yourself? How like tiresome that is?
Yeah.
Mm.
I feel
Exactly.
like there's already some things in your life that you have to not be yourself. Sometimes like I don't know, in a job where you're a manager and you have to be seen in such a light.
Serious way.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Do you not feel exhausted after like a whole day of doing that?
Mm.
I feel more exhausted than training at the gym.
Wow.
Just mentally, right?
Yeah, like actually,
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
being a manager for an extended period, and times that by a year.
Yep.
It makes
Man.
sense actually.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of you putting a mask. Right?
Exactly.
So
Because you have to like put a different version of
energy.
yourself on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As well as like, let's say on this podcast, right? Sometimes we're being our complete authentic selves, right? But sometimes when you have to talk on a topic you don't know too much about
Yep.
and try to relate to it,
Mm.
that's not being you. That's not you being fake, but it's not you being you.
Yep.
Yeah. So that again gets kind of tiresome. And, I
I
don't
feel,
know.
I feel like that's just you not knowing about a certain
exactly.
thing.
I was
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
connection. Bring connection.
Mm.
I literally was about to say that. So, yes.
All right, yeah. So as I heard it come out my mouth, I didn't agree with it. So another benefits of authenticity, I'm just gonna say it as it is, it sells,
Mm.
right? So people in clothing brands, for instance, yeah,
Mm. Yeah.
the
yep,
more
yep.
original
Oh,
it
yes.
is, the more it exudes that a person's like inner traits.
Yep.
That sells.
Mm,
And
okay.
I think that you know why that's the case. I think it's because people like seeing others be themselves because sometimes they cannot do that for
yeah,
themselves.
Exactly.
yeah.
There's a higher percentage of people who believe they're not being their authentic self. I think it's something in the 98% of people who feel like they're not authentic the whole time.
Oh, wow.
And
That's a high percentage.
I fall under that percentage.
Yeah.
I fall. Do you fall?
Yeah,
under
no,
that?
I feel like I do fall in that
Yeah.
percentage. Yeah.
Yeah. So 98% of people who conducted the survey.
How many people were? In that
It was
survey?
a study over 2 years. Feel like on a day-to-day basis they can't be their full authentic self.
Mm.
But that also explains why, famous people are that famous.
Exactly.
Because they are actually themselves. They are enjoying what they do.
Exactly.
So then we as people who are not famous, then we're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, wow, I love
Exactly.
it.
And that's why it sells, right?
And
They're like that
makes
too,
sense.
like
Yeah.
5%, 2%, whatever it is.
Yeah,
like,
and how
actually
much
online.
does that 1% make? How much does that 2% make, right? So in that sense, and exactly what you're saying, influencers, right? When they're more authentic, you go, yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Art in general, dance, people want to see that shit, right? People want to see like when it's like their own choreo, they've never seen it before. It's a new move. Oh my God. Like that gets you going,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, maybe it's just me.
I feel you. Bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's a big benefit of authenticity.
Mm.
That's why it's not easy though. It's definitely not easy.
I mean, it's easy, but also a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Maybe. Depends on your surroundings. If you have people that, for example, blah blah blah, when you said that, like in work, you have to be serious, right? That is a tricky environment that you maybe are unable to be truly yourself. But at the same time, you know that you kind of have to do it because it's the surroundings that you have that is making you be like that. But deep inside, you know who you are and what you stand for. So then
Keep that thought. I love what you said. Keep that thought, okay? So we've talked about the benefits of being authentic, but what are the challenges that you face trying to be authentic? Yeah, judgment.
Yeah.
Do you want to go into that?
Yeah. Of course, why not?
Yeah.
I think judgment, because the thing is that when you're authentic, you're being you, right?
Yeah.
And that implies being vulnerable.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah.
That's the word.
So
100%.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if you are yourself, that means you are showing yourself fully to the entire universe. And that is a strength in itself. And
Yes.
it's also a challenge, right?
Yes.
So if you start doing that and your surroundings are like judging you for being you, then it depends how you react to that. If you keep on being authentic, no, regardless of what other people say,
Yeah.
or if you lean into that and then you start deviating from who you truly are.
I think our surroundings, our society, like we praise authenticity. We really do. But in the background of our minds or our subconscious, a lot of people like to bring it down.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and we've talked about this a million times, right? Me being authentic, it was hard growing up. And it was hard being myself throughout high school and then even early stages of adulthood, because everyone was telling me, you're wrong for being you. And even my family was honestly telling me I should have changed. I should change to do this, be more like this. The more I continued to not be the way they wanted me to be, the more they were drilling into me.
Yeah.
The more I became what they wanted me to be, the less they put pressure on me.
Yeah, and especially in filler culture, they're always telling you, why can't you be like this person?
Exactly.
Why can't you be like that person?
You're too fat. You're too skinny.
Yeah.
You're not working hard enough.
It's always about comparing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why self-love is really important as well.
100%. It's very, very important. How about you? What are challenges you feel that people face with authenticity?
For me, the biggest one would just be what she said before, just being judged.
Vulnerability.
Vulnerability.
What a word, man. What a damn word. Honestly, that word means so much more to me than it ever has. Because for anyone who just, who maybe hasn't heard of it or not heard of it, but Brene Brown is like this talker or some sort of, I don't even know, a personality that talks to leaders.
Okay.
And she mentions vulnerability in the best way possible.
Okay.
So like other challenges I feel like people face with trying to be authentic is sometimes when people see you as an authentic person, then there's that pressure from others to keep being authentic. And that turns into a fake, I have to be the same person I always want to be. Yeah.
You know what? That reminds me. I think when you said that, I thought being authentic means being you, right? But when I thought of that, like what you said, I thought, because maybe sometimes when people see me, they are like, oh my God, Danny, you're so happy. You're so bubbly, blah, 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 blah. So then they create it in their minds, right? That Danny, it's the authentic Danny is
that
happy, bubbly, and, right? But then if I'm being authentic for me, right? For myself, Danny can also be sad sometimes.
Yes.
Danny can cry. Danny can be angry sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's totally fine. But then because people come at you, and then what if I'm like, on that day, I'm just sad. Or I don't feel like talking to anyone. You're going to be like, oh, Danny's not being authentic. Or Danny, like, what's up with Danny, the true Danny? And I'm like, bro, it's me, but it's just a different face of my life that you're seeing right now.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the thing. I feel like authenticity is a bit fluid.
Okay.
You can... you being like exactly the happy Danny, that's how actually I perceive you sometimes. But I okay. I was taken back. But I've wanted to see the other sides. That's why I've asked you shadow questions and stuff. There is that pressure where people continue, like for instance, for me, they know me as the funny, happy, the guy that could like make everyone laugh, right? But then it's been utilized with either friends that have invited me to parties or even at work sometimes. They go, Earl, you're the funny guy. Make us laugh. See, there's that pressure for you to be who you are. But then that's just not me being me.
Like their perception of who you
exactly,
should be.
Yeah.
And it's also not being you because they are kind of using you.
Yes.
Or like using your qualities.
Yes.
Okay.
But just know that that's also a reason why influencers are the way they are. We're we're
Yep.
watching you to be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be the same how, in a sense, I would I talk to you a lot about just deep meaningful stuff.
Yeah.
Cause and same with you, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm not using you, but I confide a lot of my inner thoughts to yourself. But that's cause I feel like you give me worthwhile advice.
Yep.
Or you are a vessel for me to like kind of trauma dump. You know, but in a sense that it's a bit like using.
Yeah.
Right? But not really, because I'll take your shit too.
Yeah.
But it's not using though.
I wouldn't say
It's
it's
coming
using.
from love at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And I think it's also about balance.
Yeah.
You have to, when you are authentic, you have to understand that you have to be true. Like you have to accept the feelings that you are feeling, for example. So if you are happy and grateful and you want to be bubbly and make fun of everything, go for it. But also be authentic to yourself. Like be honest. If you don't feel like being funny, then don't be.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
Okay.
100%.
So we went through the challenges of, authenticity. What would you say the steps towards being authentic would be? Like, what would your steps be to get to that point?
To being more authentic.
Yeah.
I think knowing yourself.
Knowing yourself.
Yeah. Because when you know yourself, that means that you know what you want, what you stand for, what you're worth, what is your value, and then you align everything to that.
Dang. But knowing yourself is a whole topic in itself.
Yeah.
Like, how would you say you would get to know yourself?
Yeah.
Like, because a lot of people don't know how to get to know themselves,
Yeah.
I think being comfy when you are by yourself in silence.
Okay.
Because I know people that it's really difficult for them to be in silence just in a room with themselves. Like they need some mental stimulation, like music, anything. So I think the first step is to be cool with you, just being
In complete
there.
silence?
Yeah, not even like just listening.
Like meditation.
I mean, not necessarily meditation. Like right now, we have like a 3-second. I mean, we're still together. That wouldn't work. But imagine that it's like you're alone in a not in a dark room, just in
a room. Just in a room by yourself.
Having a walk by yourself, and you're enjoying that.
Yeah.
So you're enjoying the present with yourself.
Mm.
And then, because I feel like when you are really comfy, when you're by yourself, you understand that you always have you, and you are the one worth knowing at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of resonate with that because I remember back in the day when I was going through that phases of changing myself, I was never okay with being by myself. And the only time I was being okay with by myself when I was actually drinking by myself in my room.
Damn.
Yeah. So there was points where, on my days off after work, all I would do is buy a big bottle of 1 liter Canadian Club and drink half of that on my day off and just get blind drunk. Just because I wasn't okay with myself. And then later on when I learned how to be, I guess you would say, happy with being alone, that was when I was able to enjoy just being in peace with being alone in my room, just really enjoying the presence of where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To your point, right? And accepting yourself in all of it entirety. One thing I think society has forgotten to do, because we talk a lot about authenticity and differences. We celebrate being different a lot. And that's what we relate to authenticity, because it's not what we always see.
Yeah.
But one thing we've actually strayed away from is celebrating ordinary.
Okay.
Because being authentic,
Yes.
yeah, because
Have
being
a point
authentic,
for that.
yeah, because being authentic doesn't necessarily mean what sets you apart.
Yep.
Sometimes it's the same things you do as someone else.
Mm.
So like, an authentic version, authentic trait of myself could be like, sometimes I like opening the door for someone.
Mm.
It's not a thing that sets me apart. A lot of people do it, but that's part of who I am authentically. Sometimes it's like saying I love you to my mom before I leave, or texting. Every time I jump on the plane, I'll tell the last person I was talking to, tell my parents and tell my brother I love them. Right? No, it's like it's.
But it's just you being you.
It's me being me, but that's not that what sets me apart. A lot of people do that.
Yeah, or your other one when I'm out, and then you just be like, "Thanks for the invite."
Yeah.
He
See what I mean?
always does
He
that.
always does that.
Always
Yeah.
does that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see what I mean? So like, we forget to celebrate those little things that everyone does, but at the same time, it's not what makes them different. But then when hard times come and our lives are like shocked or changed, we fight for the ordinary. So let's say like let's say I'm gone, like I leave from your life, or maybe I was gone. The things you miss the most are those ordinary things. Think about a person you lost in your life, or that no longer a part of your life, or has traveled across a different place. Like for instance, one of my best friends, I miss he would just rock up to my house.
Okay.
He would just rock up to my house, but now like that's just a normal ordinary thing. That's not different from others. But he'd just rock up to my house. We'd just talk shit.
Okay.
That's something like ordinary, but I forgot to celebrate until he was gone.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think this actually connects back to what I mentioned before regarding being with yourself.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that when you are by yourself, you also start, you actually start recognizing the beauty in the little things.
Yes.
So in the ordinary stuff, like for example, going on a walk, right? You see the tree. You see the tree like you've never seen that tree before.
Yeah.
Like when oh my God, I have to. So basically, there was this day. I remember this. I was walking in the CBD, and then I don't know why. Because in the city, right? You're like, focus, and you just walk fast and whatever.
It's true.
Then I never look up.
Ah.
And then there was this moment that I was like, oh my God, it's sunny. And I looked up, and there was this gorgeous building that actually the windows were glassy windows, so they reflected the sky, and you could see the sky moving in the building.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah.
That was so cool, and I never noticed that, and I was like, what the heck? That's so beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see, so those little things, like when you are really in the present moment as well, and you are there, you start seeing the ordinary as something really valuable.
Beautiful. Yeah. And this diverted from what I was initially saying, but to your point, one thing I've started to recognize is the beauty of, for instance, right? So we always celebrate. When I was growing up, we always celebrated someone with like bright blue, beautiful eyes,
Okay.
or green eyes, or opal, and like
Something unique, right?
yeah, something like unique, something different from the
Yeah.
common, right? And then if I ask you, how would you describe think of like, okay, so blue eyes. How would you describe poetically a blue eyes?
Which on the
Marvin?
spot? Oh, no. He asked you. He asked you.
Ask
Go
him
ahead.
later.
What? Blueberries.
Blueberries?
Blueberries.
That's nice, yeah? How about you? How would you poetically describe
Bright blue eyes.
bright blue eyes?
Sky.
Sky? See how beautiful all these things are, right?
Snowflakes.
Snowflakes?
Yes.
Okay, blueberries. Are they common or uncommon?
Are they common or uncommon?
Yeah,
They're common.
Common.
The sky.
Yeah, it's common.
Okay.
It's very
fine.
common, isn't it? So we refer back to beauty as things we see always, right? And then if I ask you, how would you poetically describe brown eyes?
Earthy.
Earth? Yeah.
Earthy.
Earthy? Chocolate? These are all things that we find beautiful, right? But it's actually the ordinary. So we embrace what's different, but with what we feel is ordinary.
Okay.
So I don't know. Ever since I seen that, like I start to appreciate little things like brown eyes, because I usually just hate my eyes. It's the same as everyone,
Yep.
but not everyone. Oh, we all have brown eyes here. But I appreciate more my brown eyes because like then I start to think of it is beautiful. It is what makes me who I am. And things like sunsets, we see it every single damn day.
Yeah.
Yeah, then that's something common, but again, still
But
beauty
every
in
day,
that.
every sunset is different. So
Oh.
they make them unique.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every
Damn.
day, every
Oh, she
sunset
just
is
proved your
unique.
point wrong.
See, I know. And annoying, right? Because I say something beautiful, and then Danny will like bring it like more beautiful. Damn it, man. Damn it. That was a clip right then, man. I was like, I could have been like, oh, that's so beautiful. Yup. And then Danny with, it's all different. I'm like, oh, damn it. No, that's good. I like that.
But it's true though.
It's true.
Like
It's true.
actually make the experiment. You that travel a lot. You're gonna notice every day, like let's say, I don't know, at 5 p.m., just go out, take a photo on the same spot. Every sunset is gonna be different.
I
There's
wish I
gonna
was
be
out
a
of it.
bird like flying. Maybe the other day it's not gonna be a bird. Maybe
Or
one
different
day,
clouds.
yeah,
Yep,
purple
yep.
or maybe orange and pinky.
Ah,
It's
okay,
different.
interesting.
Yeah.
I wish I was out at 5 o'clock at work for sometimes. It feels like it's been so long since I finished at 5.
It's all right. Summer's coming.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah. So what are the other steps? Wow, we've totally diverted, eh? But what are steps? Another, I think that would help me feeling authentic is surrounding myself with people who want me to be more authentic.
Yeah.
Right? There's others before who I hanged out with who I felt were lying to themselves, and they did things that kept them not themselves, and then they would push that kind of on me.
Yes.
But now more than I ever have in my life, I've surrounded with people who embrace my authenticity. Who
How so?
literally.
I'll say.
Well, you're hanging out with me, aren't you, bro?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you ask me to change ever? Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, no, but in terms of all my shortcomings, I'm not afraid to tell you the shortcomings.
Yeah.
You are there to listen and give me advice when I need to, but I'm not afraid to tell you the truth of what's happened. That's you embracing my authenticity.
Yeah.
Same with you, Danny. Do you feel like you surround yourself now with people who
Yeah.
embrace who you are?
Yeah. I think the group of close people, love you so much, guys. If you ever watch this video. But
If you ever.
no, I'm kidding. You guys are gonna watch this.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man.
The people that I have in my life, I'm really grateful for them. I think the beauty of them is that they embrace themselves and they really care. Like, we all care about each other and we're always there for each other. So we know ourselves to the point that we're brothers and sisters. So we're like family to each other. So it's really easy for us to just be ourselves no matter what, because we've known each other for so long that it's just a family vibe.
Nah, I love that.
Say one person I would give credit to that actually makes me move forward to being more authentic to myself is my partner, because she was the biggest influence of me changing to become better and the person I really wanted to be when I was younger. One of the only people that really pushed me to become more authentic to myself.
I think it's really nice when you surround yourself with people that want the best for you.
Yeah, exactly. She's the only person that. Oh no, sorry, not only. Sorry, my bad. That's a filler word. It's a filler word.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
I don't know. Am I meant to be on this podcast? I don't know.
No, I give credit to her because she's the one that has influenced me the most.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, wrong choice of words. I'm sorry.
When you quit smoking, did I say, "Oh no, dude, don't do that"?
Huh?
Did I say that?
Him, right?
I supported the hell out of you. When you quit drinking, did I go, "Oh no, here, man, here, have another drink"?
You didn't.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Yeah. And then when you were changing your life and stuff, did I say, "Oh, I don't want to hang out with you"?
Because with my partner, if
this is not me and her against each other.
No, but you make it seem like you make it seem like that.
You're
What do
saying
you
you're the
mean?
only one. You're saying
Hey, do
she's
you
the
agree? Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yes. You're making it like your
But
version.
you said she's the
It's
only
not a
one.
competition. It's not a
But
competition.
that's what he said.
Yeah.
She's the only one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you why. So, right, I'll give you an example. If I was smoking in a room with her, she would legit walk out because she's pissed off that I'm doing that.
Well, I will.
Yeah.
Is that there is another
Because
factor
she
in it.
wants the best for me in that regard.
Exactly. It's like it's a partner loving
Yeah.
situation, you know.
Like she
must
cares,
be nice.
She cares for me so much that she would get angry on my behalf.
Yeah, you see.
Because I know if I do that action, I would hate myself.
So you're saying I'll never understand because I don't have a partner?
No, it's not.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
What is that?
Oh, sorry. Not like this. I don't know how to do it.
And like,
Oh,
for example, if I've told her I'm drinking or if I did illicit drugs, she'll be angry on my behalf.
Okay, I think
Yeah.
it's just the main difference here is that when you are like with a partner
Yeah.
relationship, right? It's you guys are gonna be one kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna be living together, sharing life together.
Oh, that's crazy.
But whereas with you, you're like his brother, right? So then you definitely play a role in his life and everything, but she influenced him more because of that fact.
Yeah.
Thanks for guys telling me what I'm missing in my life. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. See, learn from it.
Thank you.
Learn from it.
Learn from it. I'm Jeeves. Are you kidding? I'm happy as frick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so another step I felt towards authenticity that maybe I've accidentally stumbled in my life is like authenticity in the workplace, right? We mentioned just before when I was previously a manager that was something I had to step into, right? A different role or a different personality that I had to take on. Back then, I did believe that. I really did. I thought, and I used to push it on others as well. Sometimes as a manager, you have to be someone you're not.
Yeah.
I used to say that, but I actually believe that's wrong now.
Ah, okay, yeah, because I remember you used to always push that.
Yeah, I
You used
did.
to always say, I can't be this when I'm a manager.
In terms of there's different things that I mean. I'm talking about changing your personality, but in terms of actions, I understand there's some actions I really can't take. Things like maybe a personal relationship with an employee more than what is professional.
Yep.
So workplace authenticity, right? There was a study shows, and let me get that study. So site statistics indicates that like the more a workplace celebrates authenticity in their workers, the more engagement they have in what they do.
Okay.
Yeah. So when they were told to embrace themselves in entirety and not changed, or this is what an employee should be,
Yep.
the more engaged that person is.
I can see that. You're basically encouraging them to, be themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like simple. It wasn't as simple until I had experienced it for myself. So in my recent 6-month fuel with my director, this is the first time I've ever been told in any other review I've ever had, right? It's always been good reviews, and not to toot my own horn, but it's always been kind of good reviews. Always like, oh, Earl, you're very professional. They celebrate the things that aren't me. Very professional. You're very good at handling situations. You're very good at calming this down or all that stuff. I never felt associated with that. But in the last 6-month review I ever had, the first time my director said, look, Earl, hey man, you're a bit of a goof. You make everyone laugh. You're not afraid to test the boundaries. You're always a bit edgy. And you know what? Keep doing that. The exact words he said is, we stumbled on a gem. We didn't even realize what we were getting when we hired you.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sweet.
Yeah.
It's nice of
And
them to say.
without even thinking about it, it's like you completed the team. Like the missing piece we never thought we needed.
Ah,
But now we can't imagine without.
yeah.
So that's the first time I ever heard someone, like a workplace boss, telling me to be who I am
Yeah.
and more.
How did that make you feel, you reckon?
Amazing.
Yeah.
It made me actually feel more
And
engaged.
it kind of just makes that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It brings that point home. I literally love my job, but it's not because of what he said, but I do love my job.
Yeah.
Now you love it even more, doing it.
Because that
Yes.
actually made you embrace yourself.
And in terms of the way I conduct myself, there's obviously times where I don't be someone else, but I have to not make certain actions. But in the times that they celebrate who I am,
Yeah.
that's so much of that. Earl, here, lead this because you're perfect for this. They'll put me in a position that's this is where Earl will thrive. Be Earl. Just don't even hold back. Just be you.
Yep.
Yeah. And any feedback that I've gotten from other sources or whatever, some people have actually said maybe directors or maybe other teams, they've said, oh, Earl, he's a bit this and that. He's a bit maybe you shouldn't have said this. But my bosses will be like, nah, that was amazing. Earl, do you. Take what feedback you need. If you feel like you actually shouldn't have said that, do it. But if I don't think anything needs to change, then don't change.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So that's, I don't know. That for me was a really big step into being more authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good to hear because I feel like if you never get to be yourself at work, what's the point, right? And then after, you're just going to be sad.
But But don't forget, a lot of people are like that.
Yeah. But I think that's just more so, I guess the workplace needs to learn how to make people embrace themselves because that's when you're, true happiness, right? And you want to make the workplace a happy place. Yeah.
Danny, what are other steps you could take towards being more authentic version of you?
I think setting boundaries with yourself and with others.
What do you mean?
Because, okay, first of all, I actually had a deep convo about this the other day with one of my friends.
Awesome.
And we realized that when you set boundaries, it's not about you setting boundaries for other people or with other people. It's more of you setting boundaries for yourself because you understand what you stand for and what your values are.
Yeah.
And based on that, you define your boundaries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I definitely.
I feel like
Okay.
Marvin can talk more about this.
Okay. Oh, so for me, setting boundaries when I was actually trying to be authentic to myself was I had to put this stop on saying yes to everything. So, for example, when people ask me, "Oh, do you want to come out to the club?"
True.
If I wanted to be authentic to myself, if I said yes, I'm gonna regret that decision later. So I'm not being authentic to myself, right? So I have to take that step and just actually say no. And I think that's one of the biggest things to actually embrace is saying no to things that might seem like a good idea or because, some people might think it's, you, but when you're trying to change to, become the person that you want to be, or, authentic to yourself, it's truly saying the decision that makes you feel like it's going to be you.
Yeah. One thing just on your point. So how I believe you resonate with this is when I met you, you were in the character building phase.
Yeah.
Right? You were setting boundaries to others.
Yep.
You weren't always keeping up to them.
Yeah.
At the start.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then the more you were transitioning into who you are today, the more you were like, no, I'm gonna set these boundaries and actually follow them. So you, first of all, you were like, I'm not gonna. When I met you, you said I'm gonna quit smoking. But then every few times you'd be back to smoking.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I'd remind you. I would remind you, hey, maybe you should quit smoking, bro, because you said you would.
True.
And
or you couldn't be a good friend. Just don't smoke and grab it out of my hand.
I did do that.
No, you didn't.
No, I did do that with another friend. And then that friend, funnily enough, remember?
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah, but that's your other friend.
I'm just saying, I've done that and I got hurt before.
That's all right. With me, you should have just done it.
No. Anyway.
I would have appreciated it.
Maybe. But I'm just gonna...
Yeah, keep going.
Anyway, you were, you were setting boundaries for yourself, but you weren't always following them. And then slowly it turned into... I actually quit smoking. You know what? I can quit other things.
Yep.
Then you quit drugs.
Yep.
Then you quit going out and getting drunk.
Yep.
And then that's when you were like, you know what, Earl? I'm so sure of myself. I'm so authentic to myself. I'm going to quit drinking in general.
Yep.
And when's the last time you had a drink?
The last time I've actually had alcohol was last year, July.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's setting a boundary for yourself.
Yeah, and I was at a Bucks night yesterday.
100%.
Yeah, and I didn't drink at all.
Yeah, 100%. See what I mean? That's not easy.
Yeah.
Setting boundaries.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. And what I've noticed a lot, especially the people that were at the Bucks night, a lot of people actually heard that I stopped drinking and I've done nothing for a long time.
Yeah.
And they actually came up to me and said, man, I respect you.
Yeah.
And they actually wanted to have a conversation. I even heard stories with some people. He was actually telling me a story about him and his girlfriend trying to actually quit, weed. Because they used to smoke every day, and then after trying to get back into fitness because of COVID, they just got into bad habits of being lazy, can't go gym, no fitness, and now they're just trying to stop drinking altogether.
I think that actually relates as well to the fact that when you start setting boundaries, that means that you are aligning more with what you truly want and who you truly are, and it's related to what you want to do and how you value yourself as well, because we know that drinking and smoking and drugs, all of that causes certain effects in your body. So when you make a decision of stopping those things, that means that you actually started becoming aware of, man, my body is my temple, I should take care of it.
That brings me to another study. I told you I deep dive into this stuff. I'm forgetting exactly who did it or what happened, but it was a correlation between immoral acts to authenticity.
Okay.
So what this study showed was that the more you were unauthentic to yourself, the more likely you were to committing immoral acts.
Okay.
And you were exact version, like you were the whole purpose of that, and so am I actually.
Yeah.
We should have done that study because it would have proved it completely true. So the more, let's say, in my management role, I was so unauthentic to myself, and I was telling people to be more authentic to themselves.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was the period I probably went through the more immoral version of myself. Would you agree?
I remember you telling me that you felt like you weren't yourself as well.
100%.
During that period.
But what was I doing in my life? Don't say that.
Yeah.
But like, you were there the whole time. Was I being true to myself? Was the acts I done true to myself?
No, 100% not.
Was I perceiving myself as my true version?
No.
Not at all.
Wow.
Not at all.
That actually brings an idea came to my brain, which is, well, actually a realization more than an idea. But I think when you are true to yourself, so when you are authentic to yourself, it's also a way of self-love.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Because all of you guys' stories, and now when I look back at my stories as well, in general, we all came to the conclusion that being ourselves, it's a way of showing love for ourselves. So we're honoring what we believe, what we want, what we believe in, basically.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's beautiful. Honestly.
You know what's something I feel like you would resonate with, Danny? Another step I feel like people need to take in terms of their more authentic self is letting go of perfectionism.
Yes.
Do you agree?
I highly agree.
Why do you agree?
Why is that? Why is that?
I love that actually.
Yeah, you seem very energetic
Yes.
about it.
Yeah.
I'm
And
intrigued.
oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
I love that because actually I experienced that myself.
Mm.
So when I was in school, I feel like I was highly perfectionist. So I would do certain assignments in a certain way, especially like some artistic stuff. I would make sure that everything it's like it's supposed to be like in a certain way that how I envision it, and if it's not, I will change it again until it's perfect.
Okay.
That okay, Danny from that time is like proud of herself, you know, like good job. But now when I look back, I actually laugh at it because what I was striving for was something that I was actually creating myself. And perfectionism can be a thing that actually takes you away from who you truly are, because when you strive for something that is perfect, means that there is 0% of error, right?
Yeah.
Or mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is that even
Possible?
true?
Yeah.
Exactly. Is that
not
actually
even-
something that
yeah.
you can achieve?
Yeah.
It's
in
not
the first
attainable.
place?
It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when you are yourself, when you're being authentic, that means that you have to embrace your imperfections as well.
Yep.
You
All
have
your
to
flaws.
embrace exactly everything. Accept it and love yourself. That's it.
You know what that reminds me of, Danny?
What?
You know what was one of the favorite things I've ever heard you say to me?
What?
You were like, everything is perfect because it was for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you saying, I take back what I said with what you said. Perfection isn't possible because maybe perfect is possible because it's who you are and your life was meant for you.
Yeah.
So things that happened for a reason, and it was meant to
okay.
happen.
I love that.
Where did you learn that mindset of thing is for you? Would you say?
Oh, but wait,
Whoa.
that's such a no. Because we can get her going for 8 hours.
That's another day.
Danny, I love you, but you know what I mean. Like we gotta stay on topic.
yeah, that's true.
And
That's true.
we want to get to the end of this
Yeah,
point, but definitely one time we'll invite you on, and then
Okay.
we can dive into that.
Yeah, we can dissect that in like a lot of layers.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. But
Just
yes,
know that
yeah.
like everything is for you
Yeah,
at the end
yeah.
of the day.
I think the last step to achieving authenticity and it remaining like a whole part of your life is overcoming the fear of judgment.
Yeah. When you have that feeling of someone judging you, that's when you want to change, right?
Yeah.
And that's when you sway, right? Being authentic again. I resonate with that so much. Just because I was scared of being judged or being the black sheep of the group, that I changed myself to be, you know, like everyone else because I wanted to just fit in.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you reckon you get over that fear?
You know what it is? The moment you take that step to being yourself, that's when you have a target on you. The moment you present yourself with the whole authentic self, that's when you become the most vulnerable. I think embracing that vulnerability is how you overcome the fear of judgment. Because like being vulnerable isn't something that like we should just do once in a while. It's something we should continue to practice being all the time. There's nothing greatly achieved without being vulnerable to a certain degree, right? There's nothing. See, this is Brene Brown like in my head right now. So there's not one courageous act in your life. And tell me if you're wrong, because she did. I don't even want to steal her stuff because it's just amazing.
But yeah, no, just quote it. Just,
All right.
Yeah. Just so people
But
can
there's
actually have
no-
a better understanding of it.
Yeah. All right. So, she references as vulnerability. So there's not one courageous act that you could think of in your life that didn't have the need to be vulnerable, risk of losing something, risk of being hurt, risk of being anything, right? Every courageous act you could think of, try to think of one now where you didn't risk vulnerability.
Yeah, I actually agree because fun fact, I also had a deep conversation about vulnerability and stuff with my friend as well.
Damn,
the other
man.
day.
Yeah.
How many
I
friends
know.
do you do deep? I thought I was one of the only ones.
No,
You're one of the
you
only
are
ones.
one.
It's okay. I'm not special. I get it. I understand. I'm embracing ordinary. And that's who I am.
Yeah.
That's
Authenticity,
okay.
guys.
I know, yeah.
No, but the thing is that it's true. We realized, well, I realized as well, every day, every second, you're being vulnerable.
Yeah.
The moment you wake up and step out of your door, you're vulnerable because there's gonna be people that are gonna judge you
Yep.
based on what you dress,
Yeah.
Yeah.
based on how you look,
Yeah.
based on the way you talk.
Yeah.
That itself, it's like the most baby thing of
Yep.
judgment,
100%.
and that's how you are already being vulnerable with the entire world. But
100%.
we don't realize it as
Yeah.
vulnerable because it's something that we do every day, so
Yeah.
we take it for granted. But in reality, that's
That is the truth.
Yeah,
Sometimes
you're
we're just
vulner-
oblivious to
Yeah,
that
exactly.
as well.
Vulnerability is really everywhere. And then you guys, for example, you're doing this podcast for
Hugely.
a
Yeah,
long
this is
time.
mad vulnerable.
Hugely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting
You're
ourselves
opening
out there.
yourselves in this space
Yeah.
for everyone to learn from you guys.
Oh
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
man.
So-
And it's already bit me in the butt a few times.
Yep.
Yeah. It's actually so scary to hear, like, I guess me talking to people who have like jumped on the podcast, who've heard the podcast for the first time, like even my roommate who like binged the whole thing at once, and then him recounting like things that I've said that I didn't even remember I said. So it's like
okay.
not just him, but others who have just stumbled into my life, but
Yep.
listen to the whole podcast. It's like they're hearing my inner thoughts. And that is scary because like if they chose to come at things that I said in the podcast, they're coming at me at my most vulnerable. Yeah.
But I think that's beautiful because that also shows you that you're actually influencing people and impacting people's lives.
Oh really? Thanks, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
How do you reckon you come over that fear properly though? Because you seem like a very bubbly person and very lovely person, but there's always going to be certain amount of people that, you know, that are going to be haters. How do you overcome that, do you reckon?
I think it's just remembering that whenever people do like give you hate or give you some negative comments, it's not really you. It's more about them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I've experienced in my life as well moments where I felt like I was actually doing something wrong because they said some like harsh stuff to me or whatever. But it was actually not like down the line it came out to be because they were struggling with A and B and C stuff and I didn't know. And it was just them projecting their things onto me.
Yeah.
Right? So I think at the end of the day, if you want to be authentic and just break free from the fear of being judged, is just remembering that if you are embracing yourself and if you are there outside in the world being you and just literally spreading love, that's what I always tell you, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just
Hundreds.
loving everything, loving everyone, being grateful for what you have, for the people that you have, for everything that's happening. If you face those type of hate comments or like negativity in general, you know that it's not really you because you are somewhere else. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
One way to overcome that judgment, that fear of judgment, is no matter what comes your way, always show up. Even if it sucks, even if it hurts, even if like that's scary, you know that someone's gonna judge you. Just show up.
I think
Just be yourself. I mean, well, like that's like such a cliche, but like, let's say you're going into like, let's say dance rehearsals. Let's say dancing, right? Our performances. It's literally all about judgment.
And being vulnerable.
And being vulnerable. You're literally going on stage for everyone to make their judgment on you.
Yeah.
You know the only time you can get better at that?
I just want to say something before my.
I was literally at
you
that.
finished
I
and then
I was at the point of that. Whoa! Anyway, do you know how you overcome that fear? Being on stage? Going on stage.
Yeah. Showing up.
Then doing it again.
Yeah, and knowing that you did your best. I think that's the key, honestly, because if you know that you're doing your best, giving your best every time, if anyone comes at you and judges you, you know that you did your best, bro. So what can you cannot even judge yourself.
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah,
because you know
100%.
that you did your best within the
Yes.
circumstances that you were at.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Like with this podcast, it's us being vulnerable, trying our best. But if there
100%.
are haters out there, you know, we always know it's about them.
100%.
Yeah, you know, we
Yeah.
can't take it personal
And how do
at
we
all.
overcome that, right? Like, how do we overcome that?
by showing up.
By showing up.
Yeah,
Another episode.
Mm.
Another episode.
being you.
Another episode. Yeah, exactly. That's the only way I know how to overcome that fear. It's vulnerability is not a one thing. It's something we train.
Yeah, it's continuous. It's
continuous.
always
Yeah.
coming. Yeah.
It's like going to the gym. You're
Yeah.
gonna keep working on getting it better.
And even going to the gym is you being vulnerable.
100%.
See,
Oh my
everything-
god, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, like trying to go to the gym to make yourself better, that's vulnerability.
All the people that might judge you there.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's important for all the people who are watching this to remember that they should appreciate and kind of celebrate the little acts of braveness that they do in their daily life.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I feel with that, it's always overlooked.
Yeah.
Like, you know, being present of these little things and be grateful for those things.
Appreciate the ordinary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a dope ass episode.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy how we got there. And again, we like to end every episode with a game or some sort of like takeaway from all the seriousness. And a while ago, like Danny got to see one of our games in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And she had specifically been like, can we play that when I go on? So today we're going to play the charades version of like talking
Yeah.
version of charades
with your words.
with words.
I love that. Yes.
You ready?
I'm so
Yes.
excited. Yes,
Before we get into it, me and you are going to win,
okay,
right?
Okay. Yeah. No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be I partner with you to do it.
Okay.
And then Marvin partner with you to
Okay.
do it.
So you
But
guess
me-
the words.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay,
you
I love
guess the
that. I
words.
love that. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But I'm
Oh,
but
but then
me
I'm gonna
and
be
you.
my two. Oh,
No, but me and you are going to win, right?
okay.
All right? Okay? It's me and you. We're friends.
Marvin, just know that I also love you. Okay.
No worries.
It's just a manifestation.
That's all right. Hey, we had that mental connection
Yeah,
before.
No,
I got you. I got you.
connection. We had many mental connections. All right, once again, guys, we're going to do the charades version or the talking version of charades.
Mm-hmm.
So, Danny, you know the rules, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to describe the word and
So
you're,
excited.
and you're going to guess. So, do
Yeah,
you want to
yeah.
do the 1 minute on your phone?
Yes.
All right. So, the most person you get a minute guessing with.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
You
I
got you, yeah? You
Ready?
got me, all
I
right.
got it. I got it.
Ready?
Who's starting?
Yes.
You.
I'm gonna do the timer and he's gonna do this. Do
do
the
the
words.
words.
Yeah. Remember, skip if you don't know.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Or past, yeah.
Yeah, pass or yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Ready?
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Finish the word. Human.
Bean.
No, damn it. No, no, these are hard. It's
Nah,
not going to
nah.
nouns. It's not going to nouns.
Nah.
These are all talking words. It's wait, I need to change it to nouns. Because last time I had nouns. I swear, it's
When
so
he
hard.
breaks out, it's so funny, honestly.
You don't understand. How do you describe exclude? All right, ready? All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So instead of a shower, you would take a
Bath.
All right. So how do you describe other things? No. All right. So I'm about to jump on an airplane, and that will take.
Oh, skydiving?
No.
Depart.
No, it's gonna.
Departure? Fly.
Yes. All right. So I won't take you out to lunch, but I'll take you out to.
Dinner?
Yep. So it's rhymes with tomato.
Tomato.
Yeah. No.
Tomato?
Yeah. Rhymes with tomato.
Rhymes with
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Tomato.
Spell it the same way, but change one letter.
Potato.
Yes. Okay. How do you say money? Like how much I make?
Earn?
Yeah. No. Never
Salary.
mind. No. All right. It's a test, but it's not a test, but it's
5 seconds.
A what?
a test, like a test.
Test? An exam.
Yeah. When you are
And
happy
done.
with something. What? How much? 5. Oh, not 5 again. Okay. You know what, Danny? That's okay. We did okay.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Already? Mind connection.
Yeah.
Mind connection.
It's gonna be fun.
You don't have to let him win.
Okay. I'm just gonna do my best.
You
As
can
we
do
said
your
before.
best. Yeah, you can do your best, or you can, think about me, and I don't, you don't hurt my feelings.
Okay.
Okay. When you hurt yourself, what is it?
Pain, hurt.
No.
Oh.
If you play soccer and you get a
An injury?
yes. What is Microsoft? It's a
Software?
yes.
Are you? You said no. You said soft in software. That doesn't count.
No, I said Microsoft.
Yeah.
I said, what is it? But it's not. No,
Microsoft is. You said soft in software.
right. I just said the name of Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft has soft in it.
Oh, start again.
Start again.
Oh my
You're a
God.
cheater. You're a
That's
cheater,
not a
bro.
cheat.
You're a cheater. You're a
Okay.
cheater. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, you burn this. It's fire.
Fire? Wait, what?
You burn it. What is it? Fire.
Alarm? An incendio.
It's a tree.
A tree?
What's tree?
What?
Fire.
Fire?
It's a part of a tree. Oh my god. Okay, what are we doing now with
A
cameras?
podcast recording,
Yes.
filming,
What is a human?
being
But it's another word for it. For it.
an individual,
You're your own.
person,
Yes. First.
name, first name,
When you see someone, what's the
first time,
First, no.
first letter,
When you see, okay,
first
don't
view,
worry.
first sight.
When you see a video, it's your what's he's got a good of?
10. 9.
He's good of fun.
Yeah, no. What's it called? he's got good.
Personality.
No.
Attitude.
Huh?
Energy.
No, that's all right.
Oh my god.
How'd you not get firewood?
Bro, yeah, how did you not get firewood? That's crazy.
I was like, it's a tree.
That's crazy.
I was like, tree?
That's crazy.
A fire? I
That's
imagine
crazy.
the forest just burning.
To
So
be
I was
honest,
like, wait, what?
I had no idea what you were.
Huh?
I had no idea of the words you were saying.
No.
Apart from firewood, I had no idea.
Yeah, no. I didn't explain something to them
you were
properly.
like
What?
his first what?
Huh?
The Microsoft
Yeah.
one was good though.
But the Microsoft,
Nah,
you know
I
what
think that was fine.
Yeah,
No.
that one was fine. I reckon
Yeah,
that
Because
was
I think that was-
Microsoft is it's like it's describing software. Microsoft software. It's in the word.
It's the name of the
But
fucking
it's
I
thing.
don't
name,
give a
though.
But judge. Oh, we're still being recorded.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, I think that's the end of the episode. But hey, good way to end the episode. Congratulations, Earl. You won a game.
High five. High five. See? We would have won.
All right. Thanks for tuning into That Me Podcast.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and TikTok by searching That Me Podcast on all platforms.
Like, follow, and subscribe if you want to see more of us. But most importantly,
Stay hungry.
stay humble.
And keep shining your light.
Hey! I love that.
Nice.
We'll see you guys on the next.
See you guys.